Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. Mike Ritchie along with Scott Sutton. Toby Murray. We're at Great Crossing High School Warhawk Classic this weekend. Our first game here tonight we're bringing to you features Greene County. The Dragons coming with a record of 13-4. They'll be taking on the host, Great Crossing Warhawks, who come in with a record of 11-4. Should be a good baseball game. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll go over some of the stats with Scott Sutton when we return on the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. Back after this.
For oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Scott County Schools and Bird's Nest Athletics would like to take this opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors: Bluegrass Orthopedics, Georgetown News Graphic, Denise M. Keene, Certified Public Accountant, Brickhouse Properties Real Estate, Chick-fil-A, Toyota Motor Manufacturing of Kentucky, Clark's Pump and Shop, Georgetown Community Hospital, West Banco, Green's Toyota of Lexington, Ozer Paint and Flooring, Scott County Veterinary Clinic, People's Bank, Time to Shine Car Wash, Steve Skierman, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Domino's Pizza, Burger King, Galvin's on Main. This broadcast has been made possible by these corporate sponsors and viewers like you.
At Bluegrass Orthopedics, we are constantly striving to be on the cutting edge of practice and technology. This is why we're the first in the area to acquire the Stryker Mako robot to assist our physicians in knee surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is the pioneer of robotics in orthopedic surgery and has the industry-leading experience in orthopedic robotics. This allows our doctors to be more precise and allows you to recover faster and with less pain. Bluegrass Orthopedics and Bluegrass Specialty Surgical Center, serving athletes of all ages.
Welcome back to Great Crossing High School. Mike Ritchie along with the coach, Scott Sutton, Toby Murray. Good baseball action here for you tonight as we kick off the Warhawk Classic, the inaugural tournament here at Great Crossing High School in Georgetown, Kentucky. Should be a good one. But Scott, before we get started, looking at the stats, what are some stats that jump out at you for both teams?
Well, for the visitors, Greene County, you got to start with Gunnar Bush, second in the state in hitting at .625 with 4 home runs. Had a chance to talk to some of the coaches earlier. It sounds like he's going to go to Lindsey Wilson and play. Then you also got to look at Jacob Keith, center fielder, hitting .390. Has 3 triples, 3 doubles, and a home run. So obviously a great leadoff hitter for them. Over on the Great Crossing side, it's got to go with Seth Benner. Third baseman hitting .556, has 4 doubles and 5 home runs. And then I think you look at Benny and Bond, second baseman hitting .341. He has 3 doubles and 2 triples with a lot of speed. So it should be a good game. Both coaches were excited about the season that they were having, and they're looking forward to the district play.
You know, looking at this season stats, the leading stat leaders in the KHSAA, you look at Greene County, they're number 17 in runs scored with 178. They're number 21 in the state with team doubles with 36. They're 24th in the state with triples at 7. And most impressively, we're going to see that tonight with Kellen Whitlow, whose ERA is 1.91. Their team ERA, Scotty, is number 12 in the state at 1.97. So very impressive statistically as a team as well.
Yeah, you and I have been around long enough to know, man, it's all about pitching and catching. And when you've got a staff like that, then you're going to go a long way.
I'm talking about the season stat leaders for Great Crossing at the team level. Very impressive, number 2 in the state with an average of .397. Number 21 in runs scored with 172. The number 3 in triples for the season, or 12. The number 24 with home runs with 9. And number 24 in RBIs with 136. And then, like you say, talking about from a pitching perspective, Great Crossing's Austin Meade is number 12 in the state with 2. So again, it should be a pretty good Pretty good ball game. Greene County comes in. It's hard to tell the competition out in the 5th region. We really don't know. Not saying they haven't played anybody, but we'll get to see some good baseball here out of them as they bring in that team ERA of 1.97, and then they bring in Gunnar Bush, who's leading in the top 25 in the state in about 3 or 4 categories. So it should be a good ball game for them as well. And again, great crossing, number 2 in the state from a batting average perspective. So you got number 2 in the state versus number 12 in the state on the pitching side, so it should be a pretty good one. So we'll do this. We'll take our final time out. We'll come back, and we'll get ready for some baseball action here in the Warhawk Classic at Great Crossing High School and BirdsNestSports.com Broadcast Network. Back after this.
Oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Scott County Schools and Bird's Nest Athletics would like to take this opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors: Bluegrass Orthopedics, Georgetown News Graphic, Denise M. Keene, Certified Public Accountant, Brickhouse Properties Real Estate, Chick-fil-A, Toyota Motor Manufacturing of Kentucky, Clark's Pump and Shop, Georgetown Community Hospital, West Banco, Green's Toyota of Lexington, Ozer Paint and Flooring, Scott County Veterinary Clinic, People's Bank, Time to Shine Car Wash, Steve Skierman, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Domino's Pizza, Burger King, Galvin's on Main. This broadcast has been made possible by these corporate sponsors and viewers like you.
At Bluegrass Orthopedics, we are constantly striving to be on the cutting edge of practice and technology. This is why we're the first in the area to acquire the Stryker Mako robot to assist our physicians in knee surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is the pioneer of robotics in orthopedic surgery and has the industry-leading experience in orthopedic robotics. This allows our doctors to be more precise and allows you to recover faster and with less pain. Bluegrass Orthopedics and Bluegrass Specialty Surgical Center, serving athletes of all ages.
Welcome back to the BirdsNestSports.com Broadcast Network. Mike Ritchie and the coach Scott Sutton, Toby Murray. We're here to bring you some baseball action. Greene County, the Dragons head coach Rick Davis make the long trek in from Greensburg to take on the home team. Head coach Greg Stratton and his Great Crossing Warhawks. Scott, what's the keys to the ball game tonight as you look at it?
Well, just like we talked about, you're talking about a terrific offense and Great Crossing against a really good pitcher. So we're going to see that battle play out. But I think we're going to see what kind of control he has. I mean, you're talking about a kid in football who has 38 strikeouts to only 10 walks. So Great Crossing's going to have to come to the plate ready to hit the baseball, which they plan on. So I'm excited to see, how it plays out.
So looking at the defensive lineup for Great Crossing, over third base is Seth Henner. The shortstop is Grant Steele. William Bond is the second baseman. Jacob Turley is over at first base. Catching is Zach Lyons. Left fielder is Colin Nicholson. Center fielder is Aiden Foster. And Drake Bird is in right field. On the bump for Great Crossing tonight is Cole Traylor, the senior, 6 foot, 175-pounder. He's pitched in 6 games, started 5, 23.2 innings pitched. Given up 20 hits and 9 runs, 7 of those were earned. Only 6 walks to 25 strikeouts, coming as a record of 4-1 and an ERA of 2.07. And Scott, when you look at statistics, the first one you look at is that walk-to-strike ratio, and he's got a pretty good one.
Oh, there's no doubt. When you come out 23 innings, you're talking about 25 Ks to 6 walks. We're going to see 2 outstanding pitchers tonight. Anytime you're playing a tournament, you want to get started off on the right foot. So we're looking at both, 2 outstanding pitchers on a Friday night. I'm anxious to see both of them throw, see what they got.
Yep. Leading off for the Dragons of Greene County is Jacob Keith, the junior, batting .390, playing center field tonight. On deck is the shortstop, Bryson Edwards. So Cole Traylor, that's the first pitch ready to go. Off-speed pitch, strike one call.
It's always important, as we know, we watched last week, you got to be getting ahead in the count, and that's what he did right there.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss.
2 breaking pitches there, Mike. I'd expect to see high heat to see if he can get him to chase.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curveball again. This time in the dirt. Keith able to lay off of it. And the count goes to 1-2.
Still a good pitch though on 0-2. He said, you're either going to chase or it's going to be a ball. And
fastball. Finally, there's that fastball you talked about.
Yeah.
So the count goes 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Now they're full, and here you go. Cat and mouse game. A good leadoff hitter. We saw one last week.
Yep.
When Lyle took on Scott County. Here's the payoff pitch. Ground ball. Just foul. Picked up by Benner.
But just like you said, Mike, leadoff guy, he's already run it to a full count. Then he gets a foul ball. He's battling after an 0-2 count. So it's exactly what you want out of one of your leaders. Here's a guy hitting 390. A junior's probably played a lot of baseball.
Here's a 3-2 pitch. Curveball fouled back. So he's staying alive. So again, he was down 0-2. And he's extended the bat by another 5 pitches and still alive. So Greene County in their region, they're 8-3 in their district. They're 4-1. Outside corner. Kind of begged for that one a little bit. Outside corner, good pitch for a strikeout. 4. Cole Taylor.
The shortstop, number 12, Edwards. Next, Bush.
Now batting is the shortstop, Bryson Edwards, the sophomore, hitting 269. Up close to the plate in the batter's box. First pitch, strike.
After just a batter, though, Mike, you can already see the trailer is just as comfortable throwing his curveball as he is his fastball. Either one's fine with him.
Yep, there's an off-speed pitch, fouled off down the left side, out of play. And here we go again, back-to-back 0-2 counts. We'll see if the hitter for Greene County, Bryson Edwards, can have a good at-bat. I mean, Jacob Keith did strike out, but it was a pretty good at-bat for the leadoff hitter. Here's the 0-2 pitch, curveball again, ground ball in the area of Grant Stewart on the line. Catch and throw, and a good stretch over there by Jacob Turlia.
Yeah, it was an excellent play by the first baseman. Good play by the shortstop, coming in, making a play, good stretch.
The catcher, number 15, Bush.
I'll tell you what, we looked at the stats coming in, but you look at him stepping up to the plate, good-looking baseball player.
Little boy in there,
Yeah, hit 625, number 2 in the state with 4 home runs, the senior catcher. Nice-looking baseball player. Off-speed pitch. Good job behind the plate by Zach Lyons. He tried to get an extra couple of inches on that outside pitch. Umpire wasn't falling for it. And Traylor behind 1-0 as he deals the second pitch. Curveball is fouled back, and the count goes to 1-1.
But here's a situation early on where you just don't want their best player to get it wouldn't be a cheap one, but you got nobody on base. You're not going to just lay the ball right down the middle and let him get a home run right here.
Line up right into the hands of Grant Stewart. Good timing, good lead. The line drive is snagged out of the air for the third out of the inning. Nice play by Grant Stewart. So Greene County makes the long trip. They're pretty quiet in the top half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the bottom of the first inning. You're watching high school baseball on BirdsNestSports.com. Back after this.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests in our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance.
And that too.
Welcome back to the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. Mike Ritchie, the coach, Scott Sutton, Toby Murray, here at Great Crossing High School. And again, you have to be impressed by Coach Traylor in that first inning, didn't you, Scott?
Yeah, outstanding. You know, anytime you've got a guy who has only walked 6 guys all year. You know he's in complete command of all his pitches. And we talked about this last week. When you can throw a curveball for a strike, I had a kid back in the late 90s who probably threw 78, 79 miles an hour. But he could have a 3-0 count with bases loaded in the last inning, and I could call a curveball, and it was going to be a strike. And it just made him so much more effective because they didn't know what was coming. And, if you have great velocity on the ball, but you can't throw any off-speed pitch, then a good hitter is going to stand in there and hit it. But I could just tell right there he felt comfortable, whether it was a change, a curve, a fastball, he was going to be able to throw it for a strike, and that's why he's been successful.
So looking at the defensive lineup for Greene County, over third base is Blade Milby, the shortstop Bryson Edwards, Isaac Young, the second baseman. Playing first tonight for the Dragons is Hayden Blakeman. Out in left field is Jackson Johnson, center fielder Jacob Keith, Logan Slinker. Over in right field, behind the dish is Gunnar Bush, and on the bump is Kellen Whitlow. Talking about his ERA earlier, the 6'1" senior has pitched in 7 games, started 5 of those, 33 innings pitched, 22 hits, 15 runs, 9 of those earned, 10 walks, 38 strikeouts. His record is 3-2, and his ERA is 1.91. And here's the first pitch. Inside, ball 1. And again, you look at his ball, walks to strikeout ratio, and it's pretty good as well.
Yeah, 38 strikeouts. You can already see he's got a little bit of mustard on the ball.
Yep. So the count even up at 1-1. And again, the most impressive thing, we talked about Traylor in the first, he was pitching, he wasn't throwing. He's doing a good job.
That's right. That's exactly right. And that's what you got to do, and be in command of all your pitches. And there was a nice off-speed pitch right there by Whitlow.
Yep. So if you got any friends that couldn't make it out to the game tonight and you're watching us on the internet and they like pitching, give them a call. Have them check us out on birdsnestsports.com. We're going to see 2 good ones here tonight. There's another off-speed pitch. Swing through it is Zach Lyons, and 1 out in the books. That'll bring up Benny and Bond.
The second baseman,
Benny,
number 2,
batting 341, playing second tonight.
On deck, Benner.
On that last strikeout, Mike Whitlow actually changed arm slots a little bit, and that can make it even more difficult. So, yeah, he's in a rhythm right now. He working fast. He's comfortable.
Outside fastball. The count goes to 1-2. Again, it's hard to tell with his motion if that's a changeup or if that's his fastball. Foul off to stay in the line. Was a good job by Benny and Bond. So 1-2 the count here, 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Off-speed pitch inside. The count goes to 2-2.
That was tight. You could tell that Whitlow wanted that one.
2-2 pitch. Outside corner. Strike 3. Second strikeout for the pitcher, Kellen Whitlow. And that'll bring up Scott County's equivalent to Mr. Gunnar Bush is Seth Benner, the third baseman, hitting .556. Second best average in the state. He's the 9th best average in the state. Takes the first pitch, strike called from the home plate umpire. Count 0-1.
Benner, another good-looking prospect. He's, big body. That's a good spot right there.
Yes, it is.
0-2 count. You're going to hit my pitch, or that's fine. Now it's 1-2, and I'll come right back at you.
Off-speed pitch, just outside.
I'll tell you, Mike, what I really like about Whitlow is that's 2 times now on a 2-strike pitch where it could have been a strike, but he didn't worry about it, got the ball back, and came right back.
Line out to the right fielder, Logan Slinker, for the 3rd out of the inning. So 3 up, 3 down on both sides. We'll take another timeout. We'll come back for the top of the second here on the birdsnestsports.com broadcast network. Back after this.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's action.
Welcome back to the birdsnest.com broadcast network. One inning in the books, and looking at the total is pretty simplistic through the first inning, but we'll show them to you anyway here. As pretty much you can see, as you look at the scoreboard on the screen, it's all zeros for both teams, and we'll start the top of the second inning here for Greene County. It will be the number 4 hitter, the third baseman, Blade Milby. 10 doubles in the season, batting .372.
Leading off the top half of the second inning, the third baseman, number 19, Milby.
First pitch swinging, out into right field, over the head of Drake Bird, and you can see he's a double machine. That's his 11th double on the season.
Yeah, and Milby went in just thinking, hey, I'm going to expect a fastball and I'm going to explode on it. And if he had got full, he'd have got full, but he got the pitch he wanted, was able to drive into the gap.
That'll bring up the pitcher, Kellen Whitlow, batting .286, 9 stolen bases on the season. And we'll see right here, if usually in a pitcher's duel, you might look for a sac bunt here to get the runner over.
Yep. That was more of a drag, though, than a sack. And if Coach Davis gave him a sack, I'm sure he's going to give him an earful because he waited a long time right there before he decided to do it. He kind of turned his back on him, so I think that's what he's mad about.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, curveball, ground ball into the direction of Grant Stewart, up and throw. Good throw to Talia, and the runner advances. Blade Milby advances to third on the ground ball. Off the bat of Kellen Whitlow.
First baseman, number 11, Blakeman.
So with the runner on third base, he'll bring up the first baseman, the freshman Hayden Blakeman, batting .385 on the season. A chance to put his team in the early lead. Trailer from the stretch. Ground ball to Stewart. 4 and out, the second out of the inning, but 1 RBI for Hayden Blakeman as Greene County takes the early lead.
Yeah, the freshman did his job right there. Greg Carlson's deciding to play back, saying, hey, it's early in the game, we're going to go ahead and get outs. And you can't do that too often when you got a pitcher on the mound like Greene County has, but I don't mind that early in the game.
First pitch strike call to the designated hitter, Kason Murray, the senior, batting .250 on the season. Line drive to Benny and Bond, and just outside the reach. Grant Stewart ended the top of the first inning with a leap to snag a line drive. I think if Benny and Bond had Grant Stewart's height, he might have caught that one.
Now batting the left fielder, number 5, Johnson. On deck, Young.
So the second hit of the inning for Greene County, and Kason Murray passes it back to Jackson Johnson. Hitting .250 on the season is the senior left fielder.
But Mike, that's why I like what Coach Stratton did right there, which was play for the out. If they had been playing in right there, shortstop may not have been able to get to the ball. Now all of a sudden you've scored a run and you've got 2 guys on with only 1 out.
Yep.
Here, you've given up the run, but you've got 2 outs on the board. Let's get an out. Let's go in and score. We're the home team.
So we count 1-1 here with 2 outs. Fly ball out to Foster. Kind of jumps in. He's able to recoup. Uses one hand for the third out of the inning. But Greene County first on the books as they score 1 run with 2 hits, no errors, leaving 1 runner on base. So through 1.5. Greene County with the early lead. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We're watching Great Crossing Baseball on BirdsNestSports.com. Back after this.
Oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Welcome back to the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. Mike Ritchie and the coach, Scott Sutton, Toby Murray. We're at Great Crossing Baseball Field on the campus of Great Crossing High School.
Standing for the Warhawks, the first baseman, number 17, Jacob Turlia. On deck, Harris.
Jacob Turlia leading off for Great Crossing. First pitch swing, line drive shot through the infield. Nice one hopper past the reach of Bryson Edwards for a leadoff single for Jacob Turlia.
And I like that approach too, Mike. And I think that's probably where Coach Stratton brought him over and said, look, this guy's going to work fast. He's going to throw strikes. So get yourself in the box and be ready to hit the baseball.
Now batting as a designated hitter for Great Crossing, Peyton Harris. The junior batting .519, takes the first pitch for ball one.
You know, we've bragged on Bush on the offensive side and what a great looking prospect he is. I'll be interested to see what kind of arm he has right here if he goes.
Pickoff attempt. Sponsored by Tide as Jacob Turlia dives in to get the uniform dirty. Foul ball out of play down the right side. Peyton Harris looks a little disgusted that he missed that one.
Squared up 10, let's go.
So the count 1-1 here, bottom of the second inning. 1-1 pitch, kind of a push bunt. Good pickoff move, and the out at second base. Good reaction there, and a little bit of a miscue from Jacob Turlia as he's thrown out on the bunt attempt. If you're scoring, that'll be 2-3-6. And the leadoff single is erased from the base pass. I'll tell you what, Gunnar Bush got that to first base quickly, didn't he?
Yeah.
There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Bryson Edwards up with it, over to Hayden Bledman. So just like that, we go from a rally to 2 outs with nobody on as Drake Bird, the right fielder.
Number 15.
And that's even a better play by Bush than a lot of people realize, because he was trying to come out of his stance because they had showed bunt. Batter misses the ball, he's able to gather it in, and then just in a millisecond, throw the ball to first where he froze him and he had no choice but to go on and try to go to second base because he was going to be out. So it's pretty impressive.
So 2 outs here in the inning. Strike call, and the count goes to 1-2. One-two pitch, swing and miss. So the third strikeout of the ball game for Kellen Whitlow. And Great Crossing leadoff single is for naught as they score no runs and no hit, or 1 hit. No errors and leave no runners on base. So 2 complete. Great Crossing finds itself behind. It's Greene County 1. Great Crossing 0. Back after this.
Oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Welcome back to the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. Mike Ritchie along with Coach Scott Sutton. Toby Murray run the camera for us, and here's our stats. After 2 innings complete, Greene County, as you can see, has 1 run and 2 hits, no errors. Great crossing. No runs on one hit and no errors as well.
Number 8.
So as we move to the top of the third inning, Greene County starts off with the number 9 hitter, Isaac Young, the junior second baseman, batting .244. First pitch taken, strike one. I hate to jinx ourselves, but a pretty fast-paced ball game up to this point. Off-speed pitch.
It is, and we had discussed it before. You know, you got two confident pitchers that are throwing strikes, work fast, and letting their defense play.
1-1 pitch. Fouled over to the first base dugout. Count goes to 1-2. Great crossings. Jake Faraday is out with injury and will not be playing tonight. Hopefully wish him luck in his recovery. Couldn't lay off the inside pitch. Strikeout swinging.
That was an outstanding two-strike pitch. Just enough of the inside corner. You got to go for it. You know, you can't take a pitch like that. Very tough pitch to hit.
Yep. Second strikeout of the ball game for Cole Traylor, and that'll bring up the leadoff hitter for Greene County, Jacob Keith. The center fielder struck out to lead off the ball game for the Dragons. Finds themselves ahead in the count, 1-0 here. Oh my gosh, is what was said over the head of the left fielder. One hop off the warning track, hits the wall. And we have a second double of the ball game for Greene County. This time, credit that double to Jacob Keith. And Scotty, you know it's you can hear our live microphone there. When you hear the swing of the bat, all you hear is, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that ball was ripped. You know, Jacob was disappointed in his last at-bat where, you know, he struck out, but second time around now, we'll see how they adjust to this curveball that Traylor's throwing.
Here's the first pitch to Bryson Edwards. Ground ball, backhand by Grant Stewart. Up with the throw, good stretch by Taylor. And nice high school play right there.
Sure was.
6-3.
We had just talked about, you know, how would they adjust the second time around, and you can see both guys were on the ball, but you get that the 6-hole shortstop backhands the ball for play to come out, and another good stretch by first base, but that was just simply outstanding right there.
Jacob Keith was unable to advance. That'll bring up Gunnar Bush. First pitch called strike one.
Several nice plays by Grant Stewart.
You know, Grant Stewart already has 4 putouts in the ball game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Flirting with that outside corner. Got the first one called strike. This one was a little bit further outside. Count goes 1-1.
I'm a little surprised that they're throwing to him right here with the base open.
And my question is, are they?
Well, they're biting, but, you know, I'm not so sure. I'm just not saying, hey, take it. There's 2 outs. We'll deal with a guy who's not hitting .625. Boy, they got away right there. He just missed it.
Just missed that one. Underneath of it, out in left center field is Aiden Foster. So again, Ferguson disaster right there. You can tell Gunnar Bush just barely missed that one. So the third out of the inning goes to the center fielder, Aiden Foster. So a quick inning for the Warhawks. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. You're watching high school baseball on the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. Back after this.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Greene's Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Greene's is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Greene's strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Greene's continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Greene's winning team. Greene's Toyota. Great people, great cars. Think Greene.
Welcome back to the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. Mike Ritchie, Scott Sutton, Toby Murray. We move to the bottom of the third inning. And for great crossing, that'll be Grant Stewart, Aiden Foster, and Colin Nicholson are the first 3 batters. And again, good pitching on both sides up to this point, hasn't it, Scott?
It really has. And, you know, we've said it over and over, but when you can get up there and throw strikes with regardless of the pitch that you're throwing, you're going to get a lot of people out. You're going to let your defense play. And when you let your defense play, then they're not falling asleep, and they're going to make good plays just like we saw out of Grant Stewart and that ball in the hole. And then another nice play right there by the center fielder. I mean, that ball was hit pretty well. But it just keeps everybody engaged, and you can see the confidence, especially in Whitlow. This kid here, he has a lot of confidence in himself. I like that out of a pitcher.
So here's the first pitch to Grant Stewart. Swings and hits it a little bit foul. The shortstop batting .326 on the season. The junior, a little bit early on that one, but you can tell, looking at Kellen Whitlow, he's on the mound saying, when you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go after it.
Let's go.
Fights that one off into right field for the base hit for a great crossing. Good piece of hitting right there.
It was. I'm sure Whitlow's a little disappointed. Anytime you get somebody, you stall them off like that in the handles, you're expecting to get them out. But it's also a good piece of hitting on the other end, where Stewart just said, hey, I'm going to go that way with it, and got just enough to get it into that 4-hole.
So Stewart out at first, Aiden Foster to the plate. The center fielder batting .286. First fastball pitch outside. Count goes to 1-0. Coach Stratton going old school over there with the hand signals.
I'm a little surprised they're not button right here, Mike.
Yeah, let's go, guys. Take you back for all this. Let's go Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Pitch is outside, and the count goes to 2 balls, no strikes. To Scott County center fielder, Great Crossing center fielder Aiden Foster. Once I make that mistake, it'll be a long night. I'll do my best.
Got it. Oh, he dropped it.
Tell you what, if Blakeman holds on to that one, the nice thing about that, Whitlow's throw was right at the bag. All he had to do was catch it and not drop it.
Yeah, he definitely had him out.
Yep.
Caught him leaning.
There's the bunt. Almost perfect bunt. Gunnar Bush up with it, and a nice throw for the putout. So first out of the inning, a sac bunt for Mr. Foster, and Grant Stewart down to second base.
That was that sacrifice bunt I was looking for. And again, it was a really good bunt. I mean, that's just an outstanding play by the catcher, Bush, to come out and get him by a half step. But now you got a guy in scoring position. Let's see what they can do with it.
First pitch swinging is the left fielder, Colin Nicholson, the senior, batting .395. Fouls that one straight back. So a good bunt from Aiden Foster gets Grant Stewart down to second base in scoring position. The shortstop covering, so that means the 6 hole's wide open. Off-speed pitch outside. And just like that, Nicholson behind in the count 0-2.
I'd expect him to come with high heat right here, Mike.
Pick-off attempt. That's just one of those, I know you're over there.
You should have waited till they were half off, man.
Inside. And Nicholson did everything in his power to get hit by that one, didn't he?
Sure did. That's still an off-speed pitch. I'm a little surprised at that he came with it, but we'll see what he comes with here.
Nicholson chokes up about an inch on the bat. Ground ball. Another. The third baseman, Blade Milby, picks it up. One hops it. And an infield error will allow one runner to score. And that runner will be Grant Stewart. So E5 on the throw.
And Mike, that's what happened. You got a guy in scoring position, and it was just a ground ball to third base, but he rushed it a little bit. I think he had time, but he rushed a little bit, made a bad throw, and then you got a guy who scores because he's already at second base. So that's a great job by Coach Stratton and his staff.
First pitch, ball one. As we go back to the top of the lineup, and the senior Zach Lyon struck out to lead off the ball game. And again, it's one of those throws you kind of expect a good hop, but that hop was about 5 feet over top of the first baseman's head. Foul ball down the first base side. And again, that's where you give hats off to the groundskeeper right there for great crossing. So Gunnar Bush calls time out, wants to go out and talk to Mr. Whitlow. Talking about where they're going to eat after the ball game, I'd say.
Could be.
Speaking of that, Toby, you got our reservations over at Buffalo Wild Wings tonight? There you go. If you want to talk baseball, we'll be there about 9:30.
I thought Austin was going to have Buffalo Wild Wings here for us, but he's just staring at me.
Yeah. Squares around the bump, pulls it back. Two and one is the count here, one out. Out at second base is Colin Nicholson. He reached on an error. Bunt attempt up in the air. In no man's land is Greene County.
And I'm puzzled by this, Mike. You know, your leadoff hitter is up. He's already seen him once, and you got a guy in scoring position. Unless he's bunting for a hit there, which it doesn't look like he was. It looked like he was sacrificing him over, so I'm a little surprised. I think Lyons will come out and try to hit the baseball here.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, off speed, hit it into the 6 hole. One hopper picked up by Bryson Edwards, and the throw is late. And Nicholson is able to get over to third base. So an infield single into the 6 hole. Nice play by Bryson Edwards, but he was holding the runner on at second, so he had a long run to get to it. So an infield single. Credit to Zach Lyons.
And I think that's a hit. I mean, he had to go deep in the hole. You got to hit it from the left side, good speed. He did everything he could, but that's an outstanding job by Lyons beating it out. Now you got first and third with one of your other hitters up at the bottom.
Mason Wiley is courtesy running, and a line drive out to the right fielder, Logan Slinker, and he doubles up the runner at first base. I don't know what happened there. So anyway, let's get this straight. So we had an F9 for the second out of the ball game, and then they were able to go 9-3.
Yeah, Lyons was stealing there, and they were just able to, on the line drive, catch and just simply throw it back to first. I was watching the runner at third because he thought it was going to be a base hit, and it gotten off too far and was going back to tag, but because of the steal, they were able to get the double play.
Interesting defensive play there by Greene County, but we'll take a timeout. We'll come back for top of the fourth inning. You're watching high school baseball on BirdsNestSports.com. Look at this.
Your health means everything. That's why we work to help keep you safe when you come to us for care. That's also why it's so important to not delay getting the care that you need. Whether it's an emergency, a checkup, or time for a screening like your annual mammogram, get the care that your health needs now, because your health means everything to us too.
Welcome back to BirdsNestSports.com. Mike Ritchie, along with Coach Scott Sutton. Toby Murray running the camera, and it's nice to be at Greene County High School with a nice brand new press box. It's raining on them, but guess what, Scotty? It ain't raining on us. There you go. So 3 innings in the books. I'm looking at the details here. Through 3 innings, Greene County 1 run, 3 hits. Great Crossing 1 run, 3 hits.
Nice at bat. Milby came out just swinging on the first pitch, hit a nice double. There was able to hold off on a high fastball.
So ground ball into the direction of Grant Stewart over to Jacob Turlia, and Grant Stewart putting on a defensive clinic for Great Crossing. And again, he's made one excellent play going into the hole. He's making a routine play.
Absolutely. He sure is. Every ball's been hit to him. Got the glove out. And I love that pitch right there by Traylor. You know, you got behind 1-0, but then he came back with an off-speed pitch with a guy who's hit a double on you the time before, had him way out in front, and just beats it into the ground.
So Kellen Whitlow at the plate, curveball off the front foot. And he falls way behind the count, 0-2. He was one of the ground ball outs hit to Grant Stewart as he grounded out to Mr. Stewart to lead off the second inning. Swing and a miss in the dirt. So that means that Mr. Lyon has to flip it over to Turlia. So third strikeout of the ball game for Cole Traylor, and that'll bring up Hayden Blakeman, the first baseman.
The first baseman, number 11, Blakeman.
Also grounded out to Stewart in the second inning.
I'm going to be up under your blanket.
Traylor to Stewart. Stewart, I think that ball just hit his glove. Quickly over to Turlia. So a really smooth inning for Cole Traylor as they go 3 up, 3 down in the top of the fourth inning.
3 up, 3 down.
We'll take another timeout. We'll be back for the bottom of the fourth. You're watching high school baseball on the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. Back after this.
Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment.
Welcome back to the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. Mike Ritchie along with Scott Sutton, Toby Murray, and Coach, question for you. We got about 3 weeks left to go in the season. You've coached high school baseball in Kentucky for a long time. What's the coach's mentality as he tries to get his team correct for the district tournament where it's basically cleared out?
Well, at this point, obviously you want to make sure everybody's healthy. Practices are starting to be reduced as far as because you're playing so many games. But the biggest thing is you want to get them ready mentally. We're not going to be overly concerned about, if we lose one game, let's go into it with some momentum. Let's start winning 4 out of 5 games during the week. Figure out what our rotation's going to be. I know you feel like you know that going into the season, but that may change. You may have somebody who's throwing really well that was your number 2 or 3 that now you feel like is going to be throwing the first game of the district tournament. And then finally you're going to start working that throughout the week to figure out, okay, here's when you're starting the next 2 weeks, so I know you're going to have enough rest going into district play.
All righty, the third baseman, Seth Benner, leading off for the Warhawks. Again, number 9 in the state in batting average at .586, flew out to the right fielder first time up. And Mr. Whitlow's not giving him anything to hit up to this point as the count's 3-0.
See if Coach Stratton gives him the green light here on 3-0.
Yes, he does. I don't know if he did or not, but he ground ball over to Blade Milby. Milby over to Blakeman for the first out of the inning.
And I'm not sure that's a pitch that Seth wanted to see. I think, when you're a leader and you're having the kind of year that he's having, you're thinking, all right, I'm going to put our team up. But I bet if he had that back, he would have said, I'm going to take that pitch. That was not a ball in his wheelhouse.
First pitch to Turlia, another ground ball to Milby. Milby gets that one, another wild throw outside the reach of the first baseman, Hayden Blakeman. He has to come off the bag to knock it down. So another error in the books as Turlia is safe at first base.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 10, Peyton Harris on deck, Bird.
That's a great crossing. Is Peyton Harris, the designated hitter, with Turlia over at first. First pitch, strike called. Gunnar Bush, a little maybe frustrated a little bit as he fires that thing back to the pitcher really quick. Pickoff move to Turlia.
You can't get frustrated with errors, but as a pitcher in a 1-1 game, this is where you got to focus. Say, hey, they're going to make the next play for me. Yep. Let's make sure I'm making the pitches I need to make. That was a beautiful pitch right there.
Yep. Turlia got picked off. I got caught leaning in the second inning, got thrown out from the catcher to the first baseman up to the shortstop. Pop up. Underneath of it is no one as it goes out of play. So Peyton Harris, ground ball out to Bryson Edwards, his first time up.
Wouldn't be shocked here to see a little pitch out. 0-2 count, he might be going. Holds true.
Pop up out to center field. Running in hard is Jacob Keith, unable to make the play. He went a long way.
Yeah, but if you're Whitlow now, you really have to be frustrated because that's 2 plays in a row that should have been
Now batting for right fielder, number 15.
E8 on that one. I think he should have made that play.
Yeah. Now you got 2 guys on the pitch count. You know, every time you have an error, that's just going to add more pitches to your count, obviously. And not only that, but it's going to make you frustrated, and it gives other guys more chance to hit. You know, they're going to roll through that lineup even more.
So back-to-back errors for Greene County. First baseman Bladen is in about 3 steps. Not holding the runner on. As Great Crossing has Turlia out at second and Harris over at first. And Drake Bird at the plate, hitting from the left-hand side. 1 out. Nice hard hit ball over Isaac Young. Only play at first base. So the runners are advanced. So 4-3 put out for the second out of the inning. And Great Crossing now with 2 runners in scoring position as Bird hands the bat back to Grant Stewart. Stewart singled to right field and scored the only run for Great Crossing in the 3rd inning.
That was a smart play by Young there, Mike. A lot of young guys will try to turn that double play when they don't have a chance for it and throw it away. He gets the out. Now you've got 2 outs in the inning, and you're relying on your best pitcher to get an out.
Whitlow's first pitch is outside. So again, both runners on the bases in this inning for the Warhawks. They're courtesy of errors by Greene County. Ball out into right center field. Pretty deep. It's a 1-hop to the warning track, just like that. Grant Stewart holds up at second base with 2 RBIs as he plates the 2nd and 3rd run for the Warhawks as they take an early 3-1 lead.
I'll tell you, Mike, what a game Grant Stewart's had. 2 for 2 at the plate. Bringing in a couple of runs and just making every play at short for his team.
So Grant Stewart, nice piece of hitting right there as he goes into the gap in right center field, scores Turlia and Harris, and now Aiden Foster up, a pickoff move back out there, and Grant Stewart.
But on the flip side of that, Whitlow's got to be thinking, we should have never been in that situation, should have been in the dugout, so he's even more frustrated.
First pitch swinging a miss for Aiden Foster.
And you can see it in that pitch right there. He just sort of reared back and threw it.
Foster, a nice sac bunt in the 3rd inning. An even better play by Gunnar Bush. So it counts 1-1 to the number 8 hitter for the Warhawks. There's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and miss. Count goes 1-2. So Kelly Whitlow trying to get out of the inning here. 2 runs up to this point. Outside pitch, just missed. And count evens at 2.
Very frustrated there. He's very frustrated. You can tell. Turned his back to the umpire, taking his time. He really thought that was strike 3. It's been a tough inning for him.
2-2 pitch into the gap in left center field. On the horse is Jacob Keith, and he can't get to it as it 1-hops off the wall. So back-to-back doubles for the Warhawks. An RBI double for Aiden Foster, and that'll score his fellow buddy Grant Stewart for the 4th run of the ball game for.
Now batting the left fielder, number 1, Colin Nicholson. On deck, Lions.
So you take back-to-back doubles after back-to-back errors, and you look up, and that's why the score is 4-1 in favor of Great Crossing, as Colin Nicholson reached on an error in the 3rd inning. 7th batter of the inning for Great Crossing.
I'm surprised Coach Davis hadn't called timeout right here to come out, settle his pitcher down. Hey, I know you had a tough call right there. Felt like you had strike 3. You had a couple plays that should have been made, but we can't let this game get away from us right now. You've got the 9-hitter up. Let's get an out, regroup, and go in and see if we can't put a couple runs on the board.
You sound like a baseball coach there, Coach.
Well, I would have been throwing my hat right now, so I'm not sure I would have called time, but
pop up out to first base. Blakeman with a good jump out there and make the play for the third out of the inning. But the damage is done as Great Crossing scores 3 runs. None of those were earned. They do it on 2 doubles, 2 errors, and leave 1 runner on base. So 3-4 complete. Great Crossing with the lead of 4-1 over Greene County. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the top of the 5th. You're watching high school baseball on the birdsnestsports.com broadcast network. Back after this.
Scott County Veterinary Clinic offers complete animal health care, including hospitalization, surgery, in-house blood work, and laser therapy, along with a state-of-the-art boarding facility and a large yard to run and play. Find us online for more information.
Welcome back to the birdsnestsports.com broadcast network. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Cole Traylor still on the mound for the Warhawks, and he's facing number 21, Kason Murray, the designated hitter. Single in the 2nd inning.
And Traylor just continues to spin that curveball in there just time after time. You know, the hitters are probably getting frustrated thinking it's right there. It looks like a melon, but again, when you can throw it for a strike at any time, you're dangerous.
0-2 pitch in the dirt. So Great Crossing, 2 good hits by Grant Stewart, who put one in the right center field gap. Aiden Foster come back and followed up with one into the left center field gap, scored 3 runs for Great Crossing in the bottom of the 4th inning as they take their early lead 4-1. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh my gosh, he was confused on that one. So 4th strikeout of the ball game for Cole Traylor. I don't want to swing it. This is going to be inside. Nope. I've got to swing. So Jackson Johnson, the left fielder, up now for the Dragons. He flew out to center field for the 3rd out of the 2nd inning. Traylor kind of in a groove. You give him some athletic tape. Tape that hat on. Did you watch that Kentucky baseball game last night against Florida?
I did not. I was across town watching the Blue Devils against the Cardinals of Scott County.
Yep, Coach Willer's team got a pretty impressive win. They came back to score 2 runs in the 7th inning, gave up 1 in the top of the 8th, and were able to score 2 on a walk-off single by Zach Patton.
Yeah, it was an outstanding comeback. It was a great game. Good high school baseball game. Both pitchers were outstanding. But seeing this wind reminded me because in about I think it was the bottom of the 6th is when it really started getting rainy and the wind started blowing. And
1-1 pitch. Doesn't break, and a free pass for Jackson Johnson. That'll bring up Isaac Young, the junior 2nd baseman for Greene County, struck out to lead off the 3rd inning. Yep. Zach Patton for a pretty good ball game for Scott County last night. First pitch curveball, strike 1.
Trailer's thinking, where was that the last pitch?
One out here, pickoff move. Over to Turlia. Easily back is Jackson Johnson.
Yes, sir.
You can get a better curveball.
No, you can't. He's been doing it all game, and that's why he's been successful.
Fly ball out in the right center field. On his horse is Great Bird, but it falls one hopper off the fence. And they're holding the runner over at third as Benny and Bond drops the ball out in short right center field. So Jackson Johnson over at third base. Isaac Young with a double into the right center field gap.
Now batting.
You know, like we were laughing earlier, kind of joking around about how nice and toasty it was, but that's been a few balls now on both sides that really seem to have been misplayed. The wind must be a lot worse than we realized, and we just saw one of the pitchers' hats get blown off. So I think it's picked up dramatically, and it's made it real difficult for the outfielders.
Yeah. Into the defense of Great Bird, he was pretty much playing close to the line there on that one. So
he was, yeah. It was a long
run.
Yeah. But he got a late jump, and I think it maybe carried further than he was expecting.
So back to the top of the lineup in the form of Jacob Keith. He pops this one up out to right field. Underneath of it is Bird. The runner's tagging from third. Throw goes into Tolia. Sack line says hold it up. And so a sack fly. For an RBI, the second out of the inning. Jackson Johnson comes in for the second run.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 12, Edwards. On deck, Bush.
Bryson Edwards, the shortstop, up here with 2 outs.
This is a very important hitter right here for Trailer. You got 2 outs. You got a guy in scoring position. If you can get this out, up 4-2, going in, to the 6th, but you don't want to give Gunnar Bush a chance to get up and possibly put this team ahead.
I couldn't agree with you more. There's a big difference between Gunnar Bush up there leading off an inning versus Gunnar Bush up there with runners at first and third.
Absolutely.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, off speed. Trailer able to knock it down, picks it up and throws over to Tolia in time. So Tolia gets out of it, but he gives up 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, leaving 1 runner on base. So Greene County is able to get a little bit closer as they were able to score 1. We'll come back for the bottom of the 5th inning. The score, Great Crossing 4, Greene County 2. Back at the
County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletic.
Welcome back to the BirdsNestSports.com Broadcast Network. Mike Ritchie, along with Scott Sutton, Toby Murray running the camera, Chris Hanneback with a little bit of expertise in the year right behind us. We're here at Great Crossing High School. Beautiful facility, beautiful press box, and especially when it's about 58 degrees and raining. It's an awesome press box at that point, isn't it, Coach?
Oh, it's toasty. Took my jacket off. I was worried. Last week we were freezing out there.
Yep.
And today it's good to be able to commentate on a game, but I don't have to worry about the conditions.
I was going to say, looking at the field, freshly mowed. Hats off to Jackson Arnold. He was out here on the John Deere mower. Getting the field ready before the ball game.
The catcher,
so leading off for the Warhawks in the bottom of the 5th inning is the leadoff hitter, Zach Lyons. 1 for 2 in the ball game.
It's the 3rd time around for Great Crossing, so top of the order.
Foul tip, strike 1.
guessing Coach Stratton's feeling pretty good. He'd like to get a couple of runs here, but if he gets a guy maybe on, he might butt him over.
0-1 pitch inside. 1-1 the count. Throw gets over Whitlow's head. Nice hustle play by Isaac Young. And Whitlow, he just stays on the rubber, doesn't he? He does. He's like, soon as you're ready, I'm ready. And if you're a defensive player on that strike call there, you gotta love that. He's ready to go. You don't get bored playing defense.
That's exactly right. And you know, he was cruising along there in the last inning. He threw a lot of pitches, and it seems like he's getting a little bit tired. I'm not quite seeing the velocity that I saw earlier in the game.
So we go into the 5th inning here. Decision time coming up for Coach Rick Davis. He went side on that one. Foul ball picked up by Blakeman. Count stays 2-2.
And that's a good pitch. When he changes arm slots like that, and you haven't seen it as a hitter, and it's coming out, you know, in a different location, then it's hard to pick up.
And that's impressive right there. It's hard enough to throw strikes from one arm slot, and you're able to change it and still throw strikes. That's pretty impressive. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Zach Lyons, second strikeout of the ball game. That's the 4th strikeout for Whitlow, but his first strikeout since the second inning. Benny and Bond 0 for 2. First pitch swinging out to the center field. Back on it is Jacob Keith, and I think you called it right there. Wind playing with the baseball pretty good. As Bond, second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Seth Benner, the third baseman, 0 for 2. A little anxious that last time up, he was 3-0, and kind of rubbed one to the third baseman.
Yeah, we'll see if he's more patient, lets the ball travel on this at bat. Willow's starting to rely on his curveball a lot more. I'll tell you, that last ball, Mike Keith just kept drifting and drifting. You know, he was thinking, is this ball ever going to stop?
So 2 outs here for the Warhawks. Pitch to Benny.
Ball's well hit.
He didn't miss that one. As the left fielder just leisurely drops by, it's to Seth Benner. It's his 6th home run of the season. He didn't miss that one.
We need your phone number so we can call it. You're not here.
5th run of the ball game for Greg Crossing on 6 hits. Seth Benner with an easy, leisurely trot around the bases, and there's no better feeling.
The first baseman, number 17, Jacob Torlia,
but
Harris.
You gotta say hats off to him. He didn't, I don't know if he knew what was coming, but he didn't miss it, did he?
Well, you know, a good hitter is going to stand there and watch. And you know, Whitlow had really started throwing that curveball. I think I only saw one fastball, even right there was a curveball. And just as we had talked about the last at-bat on that 3-0 count, he probably swung at a bad pitch, and here he was relaxed. He said, I'm going to let it get to me. And he threw the curveball for a strike, which is what he's been doing. But when you got a good hitter like Benner, then he's going to make you pay for it.
So quickly, Jacob Torlia, 1 for 2 in the ball game, finds himself way behind the count. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, curveball, swing and a miss. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Colin Whitlow, but 1 mistake, and most importantly, Seth Benner made him pay as he was able to hit a no-doubt shot to left center field to extend the lead for Great Crossing. So 5 innings in the books. Great Crossings with the lead, 5-1. You're watching high school baseball on BirdsNestSports.com. Broadcast Network. Back at the base.
Orthopedics, we are constantly striving to be on the cutting edge of practice and technology. This is why we're the first in the area to acquire the Stryker Mako robot to assist our physicians in knee surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is the pioneer of robotics in orthopedic surgery and has the industry-leading experience in orthopedic robotics. This allows our doctors to be more precise and allows you to recover faster and with less pain. Bluegrass Orthopedics and Bluegrass Specialty Surgical Center, serving athletes of all ages.
Welcome back to the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. Mike Ritchie along with the coach Scott Sutton, Toby Mary running the camera for us. 5 innings in the books. You look at it. Your line score for those that are interested. Greene County 2 runs on 4 hits, 3 errors. Great Crossing 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Warhawks. And as we go into the top of the 6th inning, leading off for Greene County is Gunnar Bush.
Number 15, Bush.
And
on deck, Gilby.
And Scott, we talked about it. Great job by Cody Traylor. He had a runner at third base and was able to get out of that inning and force Gunnar Bush to lead off the inning as he fouls one hard down the left field line.
Yeah, it's a whole lot easier when you're facing a great hitter like this with nobody on base. If he does get a hit, or even if it's a home run, okay, you're still up 5-3. But compared to, as we discussed, first and third, then he can do a lot of damage right there. That was an outstanding curveball right there.
I'm going to ask you your opinion, Coach, on that one right there. Let's see what the 0-2 pitch is here first. Bush gets the bat on it. The outside pitch. Nice jump out there by Aiden Foster. Back-to-back flyouts to the center field for Gunnar Bush. But what I was going to ask you, Coach, is there's a difference between throwing a curveball as a hitter, not knowing if it's going to be a strike, but throwing a curveball and seeing a pitcher repeatedly throw curveballs for strike after strike. There's a different approach you have to take as a hitter when you know that curveball, you can't lay off of it because it's most likely going to be a strike.
Oh, there's no doubt. Now, especially when you got one who's throwing it that many times, if you go up to the plate and you know that you're going to see, 80% curveballs and that he's throwing it for a strike, then it's like, okay, I'm going to have to hit this pitch. Sometimes when you're in a game, if you're facing a pitcher who is good at whatever and you see a curveball early in the count, then I'm going to stay off of it until I get something like that. Then once I get 2 strikes, well, then I'm going to get what the pitcher's giving me. But in a situation like this, where I'm probably going to see a curveball regardless, then I'm going up there saying, okay, I'm thinking about this curveball right now. I'm going to see what I can do with it.
So Blade Milby gets a pretty good shot over to the first baseman. Tolia is unable to hold it, gets away from him. Bond tries to make the throw to Trailer covering it, but an E1 in the books, and that'll bring up Kellen Whitlow, the pitcher, 0 for 2 in the ball game, hitting .286 on the season. Foul tip, and more importantly, when you look at Kellen Whitlow, who's leading him in stolen bases with 9, and it's hard to steal first, isn't it?
It is. I was going to say it's a kid with good speed.
Pickoff move again.
I was peeking down at Great Crossing's third baseman to see how deep he was playing, but he's right there on the grass, so I don't think he can lay one down.
Whitlow staying alive there, another breaking ball. He was able to foul off.
We'll see if Benner backs up anymore now that there's 2 strikes on him. And he does. Now he's a step behind the bag. That's a smart player right there.
Fly ball down the right field side. No play. So Whitlow just kind of sticking around here. Not hitting anything solid as of yet, but he's getting just enough contact to stay alive as it counts 2-2, and the pitch from Trailer. No off-speed pitch. Lobbed in, picked up by Benner. Benner falls down, and back-to-back errors for Great Crossing.
I think he peeked up, saw how well he was running, and thought, I'm going to have to rush this, and as soon as he did, ball got under his glove. It was a slow roller. Knew it was going to be a tough play. We had just talked about that. And then he backs up, of course, with 2 strikes as a coach. That's when you're thinking to yourself, are you kidding?
Now batting the first baseman, number 11, Blakeman. On deck, Murray.
So Hayden Blakeman batting now for Greene County. Ground ball outs to the Stewart. This time he pops one up into the air. They're going to call an out. So 2 outs in the inning.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 21, Murray. On deck, Johnson.
So Great Crossing had the same fate in the bottom of the fifth. They had 2 back-to-back errors. They were able to go back-to-back doubles after that. We have a courtesy runner in for the pitcher, Kellen Winlow. That's going to be number 4, Houston Hodges.
Pitcher, number 4, Hodges.
And if you'll remember Murray's last at-bat, Trailer really fooled him on that curveball with 2 strikes. Be interesting to see if he changes his approach right here.
Murray 1 for 2, pickoff move, back to Bond at second base, and we'll be back easily.
And I'm sure Coach Stratton is thinking right there, fellas, there's 2 outs, it's first and third, why are we even considering throwing this ball into center field? Let's work on the hitter. Cole is, throwing an outstanding game. Let him get this guy out, and we come in and get a couple of insurance runs. There's no need to force something right there. He wasn't even off that much.
Yeah, if he'd have tripped, he'd have broke his sternum on the bag. That's how close he was. So here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball in the dirt to Kason Murray, the designated hitter.
And on the flip side of that, I can't imagine Coach Davis would be trying to steal him right here. The old saying, you never make the third out at third.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swings through it. We've seen that tons of times here tonight.
We have. Be interesting to see what he comes back with. I can't imagine it not being the curveball with the success he's had, but got him out last time on that. We'll see if he comes right here with it.
Wild pitch gets away. Both runners advance. Milby over to third. Houston Hodges down to second. And the count still 2-2 for Kason Murray.
I think that was just a matter of Trailer trying to be too fine with it. Maybe trying to go instead of the shoulder to a strike, he's trying to go from a strike, get him to chase out, And that's something that he hadn't done a lot all game, so we'll see if he adjusts.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. 2 runners in scoring position. Outside corner, strike 3 called. So the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Cole Trailer. As no runs score. No hits. 2 runners left on base. And 2 errors in the inning for Great Crossing, but through 5.5. Great Crossing has the lead by a score of 5-2. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. High school baseball on the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network.
And Bird's Nest Athletics would like to take this opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors: Bluegrass Orthopedics, Georgetown News Graphic, Denise M. Keene, Certified Public Accountant, Brickhouse Properties Real Estate, Chick-fil-A, Toyota Motor Manufacturing of Kentucky, Clark's Pump and Shop, Georgetown Community Hospital, West Banco, Green's Toyota of Lexington, Ozer Paint and Flooring, Scott County Veterinary Clinic, People's Bank, Time to Shine Car Wash, Steve Skierman, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Domino's Pizza, Burger King, Galvin's on Main. This broadcast has been made possible by these corporate sponsors and viewers like you.
Welcome back to the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. Mike Ritchie along with the coach Scott Sutton, Toby Murray with the camera operation tonight. Appreciate him here as always. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Great Crossing with the lead 5-2. And leading off for the Warhawks is the designated hitter Peyton Harris. He's 0 for 2 tonight.
Leading off the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Scored the 3rd run for Great Crossing in the 4th inning.
Peyton Harris. On deck, Bird.
So Coach Davis decides to stick with Whitlow. He's still on the mound. Thought a really good ball game. Just a couple of defensive mistakes for Greene County. And if you're a Great Crossings fan, you have to say hats off to them. They've made them play when they've made the mistakes.
Absolutely.
Line drive single down the left field line. Over the head of the third baseman Milby. Good play out there by Jackson Johnson to run it down and hold Peyton Harris to a single.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 15.
I'll be interested to know what Whitlow's pitch count is right now.
Drake Bird, the right fielder.
early in the game, he was breezing, but now I wonder what it is.
73 pitches unofficially for Whitlow. Now make it 74.
It's actually a little lower than I expected. So, if I'm Ricky Davis, I've got him out here again for another inning.
So over first base, Peyton Harris. Drake Bird, the right fielder, batting from the left side. Squares around the bunt. Bush with the throw back off the glove of Blakeman, but unable to advance is Peyton Harris.
I love that call by Coach Stratton. Got a 5-2 lead the way Traylor's throwing. I'm trying to get him in scoring position as well right here. Let's see if he sticks with it.
Bird 0 for 2 in the ball game. A strikeout in the second. Ground out to the second baseman. There's kind of a chop hit. Milby with a great play to Isaac Young. The throw gets away. So an error on the throw from Isaac Young.
Well, it was unconventional, but it worked out for him to get a guy at second base.
Yep. So a good play over there by Milby as he flips it over quickly to Isaac Young. And E4
Now batting the shortstop, number 9.
Allows Drake Bird to go to
Foster.
second base. So the fourth error of the ball game for Greene County. That'll bring up Grant Stewart. Grant Stewart, outside the defense he plays, he's had a couple of good at-bats offensively as he singled to right field in the third, double to right center field in the fourth. 2 RBIs in the ball game. Whitlow playing catch with Bryson Edwards out near second base. One out here in the bottom of the 6th.
That's a couple times we've seen that pickoff play at second where the runner is clearly back and yet they're still throwing it. I'm sure Ricky's over there screaming at him, hey, at second base you don't have to throw that ball, just eat it.
So 1-1 count here, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Whitlow on the mound, off-speed pitch high, ball 2. Looking at the outfielders, Jacob Keith and Logan Slinker are playing really deep in center field and right field. Ball in the air, out into left center field. On the run is Jackson Johnson. So he's able to run underneath of it for the second out of the inning. Runners cannot advance, and we'll pass it back to Aiden Foster, the center fielder, with 2 outs.
Now batting the center fielder, number 12, Aiden Foster.
Aiden's had a productive day. Sacrifice bunt his first time up and then comes back with a double. Let's see if he can do it one more time.
Yep. 1 RBI in the ball game for Aiden Foster. First pitch, strike, outside corner. Good job of pitching there to Whitlow. First pitch, outside corner, off speed. That one, outside corner fastball. And now Aiden Foster is in there guessing. 0-2 pitch, off speed, outside, but about 4 inches outside.
Okay, that was a good pitch there. I'm surprised Aiden laid off of it. He did a nice job.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, inside. And you're going to ask him if it hit him.
I thought it did, but he's certainly not acting like it. And I think if he would have flipped that bat and ran down to first base.
That's when the umpire
got away with it, yeah.
I'll let the runner tell me what he wants. Outside corner. Strike 3. So a strikeout looking for Aiden Foster, the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Kellen Whitlow. So 6 innings in the books. Your score. Great Crossing 5. Greene County 2. We'll take a timeout back after this on BirdsNestSports.com Broadcast Network.
Oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Welcome back to the BirdsNestSports.com Broadcast Network. Mike Ritchie along with the coach, Scotty Sutton. We're at Great Crossing Ballpark. Going into the 7th inning, looking at your totals through 6. As they pop up on the screen here, sponsored by Scott County Physical Therapy and Dr. Henderson, Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Through 6 innings, Greene County with 2 runs, 4 hits on 4 errors. Great Crossing, 5 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors of their own. So we go to the top of the 7th inning. Batting for Greene County is the number 8 hitter, Jackson Johnson.
Number 5, Johnson. On deck, Young.
Johnson 0 for 1 in the ball game, hit pitch and scored the second run of the ball game in the 5th for Greene County.
And Mike, here's where Trailer, you got your 8-9 guys up. You got a 3-run lead in the last inning. You're saying, I'm pumping strikes. I'm letting my defense play. If they get a hit, they get a hit, but I'm certainly not going to walk anybody.
You know, we talked about that coming in, the really impressive strikeout to walk ratio for both pitchers. There's been no walks in the ball game, only 1 hit batter.
Yep.
And that outside off-speed pitch, you can't lay off of it, so another strikeout in the books for Cole Trailer. That's his 6th.
Second baseman, number 8, Young.
6 strikeouts and no walks for Cole Trailer. On the other side of the gamut, 6 strikeouts as well and no walks for Colin Whitlow. So both pitchers, great job on the mound up to this point. First pitch to Isaac Young is called a ball. Isaac struck out in the 3rd. Double. RBI double in the 5th.
This is what you jinxed him there. We're talking about his control, and now he goes 3-0. Let's see if he regains his composure and comes all the way back.
3-0 pitch right down the pipe.
There's a start.
I didn't want to say anything about it, but Toby nudged me during the break and said, hey, mention this. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Foul ball right down the line, picked up by Benny.
I'm actually a little surprised there that Young was swinging. On a 3-1 count, you're down 3 runs. I'm telling him, if it's not a ball you can drive in the gap, we're laying off of it.
Three-two pitch, off speed.
Oh my goodness.
That looked like a strike up here, but I don't have my glasses on. So the first walk of the ball game for Cole Taylor. We'll go back to the top of the lineup.
Number 10, Keith Edwards.
Keith 1 for 2 in the ball game. Strikeout in the 1st, a double in the 3rd, and a sac fly in the 5th. 1 out here. Ground ball to Benner on the move. Gathers himself and throws it over to Leo out to right field. One hops into the bullpen, and they're going to make a decision. And they're going to let the leadoff hitter Jacob Keith. He's going to get to go to second base. And Isaac Young over at first has to go back to third. So 1 out here in the inning. And Austin Jarvis, the pitching coach for Great Crossing, out on a leisurely jog to talk to Cole Trailer.
And I like this. It may not seem like it, but when Young was up and up 3-2 count, and he didn't get that strike called, you go from 2 outs, nobody on, now suddenly to second and third with 1 out, and we're ever so close to bringing up Gunnar Bush, and that's something you don't want to see. So.
And you brought it up, Bryson Edwards, a shortstop, batting in the 2 spot. Unless there's an unusual double play right here, they are going to see Gunnar Bush at the plate with his home run power. Greene County 3 runs behind, 1 swing away from the bat. There's a line drive into center field. Underneath of it is Foster. He catches it, and he drops it. And he airmails it into Zach Lyon. He does a great job of knocking it down. And we got runners on the corner after an E8. So the 3rd run of the ball game in. Runners on the corner for Greene County. And just like that, this battle is not over. We're in the top of the 7th inning.
Number 15, Bush on deck. Milby.
So the 4th error of the ball game for Great Crossing allows the 3rd run for Greene County to score. And just like that, we thought it was pretty much Great Crossings to lose, but just like that, Greene County plates 1, have runners on the corners after a walk and 2 back-to-back errors. And the number 2 hitter in the state of Kentucky, Gunnar Bush, batting .625 with 4 home runs. First pitch swinging, line drive. Good jump out there by Colin Nicholson. But that ball bounces 1 hop over the fence. And a ground rule double. Allows another run in for Greene County. Bryson Edwards over to 3rd. And Gunnar Bush with an RBI ground rule double. And that'll bring up Blade Milby with the go-ahead run at second base for Greene County.
Third baseman, number 19, Milby on deck. Whitlow.
So Milby batting from the left side. First pitch swinging. The trailer, he knocks it down, checks the runner back, and they got Bush out at second. Oh, he dropped it. Call him safe. So good play by Trailer to get the runner, Blade Milby, out at first base for the second out. And Gunnar Bush took off on contact. One problem, Bryson Edwards over at third base didn't do that, so Gunnar Bush.
Now batting,
in no man's land. Taylor got it over to Blake Stewart. Grant Stewart. Stewart on the tag to Bush, drops the ball.
And Mike, the thing right there was I would have thought Bush in that situation would have tried to get in a rundown to score the runner at third, but he didn't even try that. He was just going in and was going to be clearly out had they made the play.
Good backhand play by Benny and Bond. Shortstop. Scoop by Jack Taylor. And the ball game. Out of the way to end it. You got to say, hats off to Benny and Bonds. He goes into the hole in the middle, backhands it, throws a one-hopper, and a great pickup by Jacob Talia. And like that, your final score is Great Crossing 5, Greene County 4. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, and we'll do a recap of the ball game. You're watching high school baseball on the BirdsNestSports.com broadcast network. We'll be back right after this.
Oral surgery, you need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Scott County Schools and Bird's Nest Athletics would like to take this opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors: Bluegrass Orthopedics, Georgetown News Graphic, Denise M. Keene, Certified Public Accountant, Brickhouse Properties Real Estate, Chick-fil-A, Toyota Motor Manufacturing of Kentucky, Clark's Pump and Shop, Georgetown Community Hospital, West Banco, Green's Toyota of Lexington, Ozer Paint and Flooring, Scott County Veterinary Clinic, People's Bank, Time to Shine Car Wash, Steve Skierman, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Domino's Pizza, Burger King, Galvin's on Main. This broadcast has been made possible by these corporate sponsors and viewers like you.
At Bluegrass Orthopedics, we are constantly striving to be on the cutting edge of practice and technology. This is why we're the first in the area to acquire the Stryker Mako robot to assist our physicians in knee surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is the pioneer of robotics in orthopedic surgery and has the industry-leading experience in orthopedic robotics. This allows our doctors to be more precise and allows you to recover faster and with less pain. Bluegrass Orthopedics and Bluegrass Specialty Surgical Center, serving athletes of all ages.
Welcome back to birdsnestsports.com. Mike Ritchie, along with Coach Scott Sutton. Toby Murray, good ball game in the books, Coach. What's your thoughts?
It was a good game. It got sloppy a little bit there at the end, but I thought both pitchers did a nice job. You take away a couple of errors, and just like we had talked about going into that last inning, I think we only had one ball, one combined ball, and one hit by pitcher, and you can do that in a high school baseball game. Both pitchers were doing outstanding. I mean, shout out to not only Whitlow, but Cole Traylor comes back with 7 Ks, and we had talked in that last inning, the one walk he gave up on a 3-2 count, we both thought was strike 3. But it was good that Great Crossings was able to gather themselves there at the end. It got close, but excellent play by Benniam at second to get him out of it.
All righty, looking at this, we're going to go. Our player of the game tonight is going to be Grant Stewart, the shortstop for Great Crossing. Had a pretty good ball game, the junior shortstop. Hats off to him. He had a single to right field and scored in the third. He had a double with 2 RBIs in the fourth and scored the 4th run of the ball game. So 2 for 3, and more importantly, for Great Crossing, a really good job out at shortstop as he had 6 putouts in the ball game. So our player of the game is Grant Stewart. Looking at your pitching totals, first for Greene County, Kellen Whitlow, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, 2 of those were earned, no walks, 6 strikeouts. You flip it over to the other side, Cole Traylor, a great ball game for him. He pitches 7 innings, gives up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of those were earned, only 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. So, Coach, going into it, we thought it was going to be a pretty good pitching battle. Both pitchers lived up to the billing.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. Both of them threw strikes. Both of them were competing hard. And like we talked about, when you can keep guys off the base with walks and just let your defensive play, you're going to win a lot of games. And, I thought that Whitlow had some tough luck with some plays, on their end. But he did an excellent job, but shout out to Traylor. He was just outstanding today.
All righty, good ball game here tonight. Your final score, Great Crossing wins it. Final score of 5-4. Good play by Benny and Bond to end it. He goes backhand up the middle, throws a one-hopper over to Jacob Turlia, over at first base to string the go-ahead run out at second and the tying run over at third for the third out of the inning. Great Crossing wins. Again, your final score, Great Crossing 5, Greene County 4. For my broadcast partner, Scott Sutton, for Toby Murray, we're glad you could join us tonight. If you're not doing anything in the morning, come on out and watch the ball game live. If for some reason you can't, we'll be bringing you Williamstown versus Great Crossing at 10 o'clock right here in the Warhawks Classic. So again, thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. Have a good evening.